Okay, what if sending money across the globe was as easy and as fast as sending an email? I mean, seriously, no more waiting for days, no more trying to figure out all the confusing fees. It sounds kind of like science fiction, but it's a revolutionary idea, and the technology to make it a reality is already here. So let's dive in and see exactly how it all works. It's a question that so many of us have had to ask, right? We live in a world of instant everything. Instant messages, instant photos. So why does our money still move at a snail's pace? You try to send some cash to your family or pay an international invoice, and then you just wait. It feels totally outdated because, let's be honest, it is. The traditional system is this tangled mess of banks that just wasn't built for the internet age. And this is what you get: 3 to 5 business days. And that doesn't even count weekends. We're talking about potentially a full week where your money is just floating around in limbo somewhere, waiting to clear. This isn't just a small inconvenience. For millions of people who depend on these funds, that delay can be a massive problem. So how on earth do you fix something like that?
Well, you don't just put a Band-Aid on the old, broken system. You build a completely new, super-fast highway for money. And that is the whole idea behind Stellar. It's not just another cryptocurrency. It's a network that was designed from the ground up to solve this exact problem, connecting all these different currencies through one single, built-in marketplace.
And the engine at the heart of this financial highway is the Stellar DEX. Now, a DEX is really just a fancy term for a marketplace that doesn't have a company in the middle running things. But here is the crucial part. On most other networks, exchanges are like apps that are built on top of the system. With Stellar, the exchange is a fundamental part of the system itself. It's baked right in. And that one simple difference, believe me, changes everything. Yeah, this built-in approach is an absolute game changer. You see, on a lot of other networks, exchanges are built as separate applications using layers of really complex code, and every layer you add can introduce potential security risks. Stellar gets around all of that by baking a more traditional and time-tested order book exchange directly into its DNA, which makes the whole thing just fundamentally more secure. So what do you get from this built-in design? Well, you get some incredibly powerful features. First, settlement, the moment the money is officially there, happens in 3 to 5 seconds, not days. Second, any asset on the network, whether we're talking about a digital dollar, a peso, or anything else, can be traded with any other asset seamlessly. And all of this powers the network's secret weapon, a feature called a path payment, which is what makes this whole currency conversion thing possible. And this, right here, this is the superpower. This is the magic that ties it all together. Path payments are what take the Stellar DEX from being just a place to trade things and turns it into a true global payment network. This is how the cross-currency transfers happen so smoothly. So what exactly is a path payment? Well, think of it like an all-in-one magic button for your money. You hit send with your currency, let's say dollars. And in that single transaction, the network automatically scours its own built-in market to find the best exchange rate and delivers a completely different currency, say euros, to your recipient. All in one go. This quote just nails the user experience perfectly. Let's imagine you're sending money from South Africa to Nigeria. The sender is only dealing with their local currency, the rand, and the receiver, they just get Nigerian naira in their account. Neither one of them ever has to think about the conversion or the exchange rates or any of the steps in between. Stellar just handles the whole thing, automatically, in the background. All right, theory is great, but let's make this super concrete. We're going to follow the journey of 100 British pounds. Imagine it's being sent by a worker in the UK back home to their family in South Africa, who of course need to receive it as local rands. Okay, so here's how it works step by step. First, our worker in the UK gives their 100 pounds to a local financial company called an anchor. Think of an anchor as a bridge between old school money and the Stellar network. That anchor then gives them a digital token for that pound on Stellar. Step 2, the app kicks off a path payment. Instantly, the network finds the most efficient route on its marketplace. In this case, maybe it goes from pounds to Stellar's own asset, lumens, and then to digital rands. And then, boom, the recipient in South Africa instantly gets those digital rands, which they can then immediately cash out for real physical rands through their local South African anchor. And the total time for that entire journey, from pounds leaving a UK account to rands being available in a South African bank, 5 seconds. Let me say that again. Not 3 to 5 business days, 5 seconds. The difference is just, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Now, these amazing payments come in 2 main flavors. You've got strict send, which is pretty straightforward.
You want to send exactly £100, and the amount they receive might fluctuate a tiny bit with the market. But then there's strict receive. This is where you say, I need my recipient to get exactly 2,000 Rand. This is the killer feature for real life, right? Like paying a bill for a specific amount or sending a gift where you want them to get the full amount. It guarantees the destination amount arrives, no ifs, ands, or buts.
So this tech is obviously a revolution for sending money home, but its potential goes way, way beyond that. It creates a completely fluid, open market for all kinds of value to move around.
And the network isn't just sitting still, it's always evolving. While its foundation is that classic, stable order book we talked about, Stellar has also added support for something called AMMs, or automated market maker pools. Why does that matter to you? Because it creates even more ways for money to flow, which ultimately leads to better exchange rates and more opportunities for everyone on the network.
This means that today there are two main ways for people to actually participate in this market and earn from it. You can be a classic market maker on the order book, earning the tiny difference, the spread, between the buy and sell prices, or you can just deposit your assets into one of those AMM pools and passively earn a fixed 0.3% fee from every single trade that goes through it.
All right, let's just do a super quick recap of the most important takeaways. The Stellar DEX is a hybrid system, combining classic order books with modern AMM pools. Its killer feature is the path payment, which lets you convert currencies in a single step. The strict receive version of that is what you need to guarantee the final amount. And the most important number to remember, everything, and I mean everything, settles in 3 to 5 seconds. And all of this leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. We've been focused on money here, on dollars and pesos, but this technology isn't just limited to currencies. So what does the world look like when every single form of value, we're talking stocks, bonds, even things like loyalty points, can all move around the globe on one single network as freely, as quickly, and as cheaply as we send an email today? That's the future this is all aiming to build.